Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again I'm Greg and it's the starting 11 show. Of course we've now got a game against Sheffield United and I'm going to try and give you a predicted starting 11 plus any injury news. Short list on injury news this week. James, according to Ancelotti, is back. We know with Ancelotti sometimes his information on injuries can be a little here and there. There's no guaranteeing James actually is back, but we can only go with what he said. If he is back, it's huge for us. For this final push to have that creative influence, the composure in the final third that we've been missing, certainly against West Ham, certainly against Aston Villa. That's massive for us if we want to kick on. Yerry Mina, not fit unfortunately. Really suffering from injury problems this back end of the season. I don't think it's the biggest disaster. I think when we have a injury like James or Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison, final third, then we're in a lot more trouble than if one of the guys in the back line gets injured. I think that's just how our squad depth sits. A couple of ways I can see this playing out. Either we go with the same shape as last time, which was, of course, the three centre backs, Coleman and Dean playing more of a wing back shape. And then Sigurdsson gets dropped for James, who comes back in, and hopefully that's enough to give us to give us a goal and get us ahead in the game. Or we throw everything at it. We go a little bit more attacking in our shape because it's really shit or bust, and hopefully we'd be able to go out, keep a clean sheet, and score a couple against Sheffield United. Regardless, just based on the quality of the team, it's really a game of how are we willing to play this and how are we willing to risk this. For me, I'm going to go now with sticking from the shape of last week, just because if there's one thing we can guarantee, it's got to be our defensive solidity. And of course, Carlo Ancelotti, what he has done is come up with a system where that's very good, that's refined, that seems to be working. The shape, the system, great. It's just we need the keys, the personnel in the final third to make things click. And if James is back in the shape we had last week, hopefully that's enough. Of course, in this scenario, then Luca, Dean and Coleman are going to get forward more regularly, more consistency, have more pressure than they did against Aston Villa. So hopefully, although it's the same shape, it's more of an attacking variant of that shape, and Luca, Dean and Coleman spend more time up the pitch in the attacking third. So that being said, we'll go with that shape. There's a couple of questions here though, isn't there? Abdoulaye Doucouré, just back from injury, worked his socks off last week. Is he going to be fit to do a whole 90 this week? That comes with, Tom Davies has been playing well. Is it right he's dropped? I can't believe I'm saying it, but Andre Gomez came on and had another one of his positive cameo appearances. Few and far between, but he played really well. It seemed to give us a bit more creativity, so could he come in? I don't know, we'll come to that. Gylfi Sigurdsson, does he deserve to be dropped? James, will he be fit fit enough? Calvert-Lewin, of course, looked like he had a bit of a hamstring problem, so is he going to be fit? Could Josh King come in? These are all things we've got to go and look at, but we'll start with this system. Obviously, Pickford's in goal. He's coming into a good form. He's made some crucial saves this last half of the season, so let's not make any noises about moving him along. Seamus Coleman, of course, on that sort of right wing-back role. Last game wasn't his best, but generally I think he's been stepping up and showing the quality we need. Definitely been a good influence on the rest of the boys. I'd like to hear him be more vocal. His own performances are tuned up to the level they need to be at for us to be pushing on, but he's not inspiring around him, that the performances around him. One player who I'd say was someone who looks like a natural leader, a fantastic player, our best signing of the season, I think. Someone that went a little bit under the radar when it happened, to me at least. I thought stacked deck centre-backs, maybe he's not going to feature, but Ben Godfrey, of course, is one of those centre-backs. He is vocal, he's loud, he's aggressive, he's aggressive but calculated. He makes these crunching tackles, like old school centre-back tackles, but he does them in a way that you don't really think, oh, that's going to get chalked off, VAR, he's off. He does them in a way that not many centre-backs can get away with anymore. You see those challenges and they have to be perfect. It's an art now to be able to slide in, and he's got it down to an art. Have him in, of course, Michael Keane next to him, and Mason Holgate. It's, Mina's out, it's our only options really, unless of course we shift to the four at the back, in which case I'd see Holgate dropped, Keane and Godfrey be our two centre-backs. I think that's the best option in that respect. But of course, I'm sticking with the shape here. Luca Dean out left wing back. Him getting forward in this game and having the freedom to go forwards could be the thing that gets us the goal. I think maybe he gets a bit more freedom to go forwards with this formation. And he is our creative output, really, isn't he? Or he has been for the last few seasons. Of course, with James back, it's important that Luca Dean has the freedom to get up the pitch, because those two combine in a very nice way, especially if Richarlison can get involved and get stuck in. It's those sort of passages of play we were seeing early doors in the season. Those three finding each other, and then, of course, Richarlison's responsible for that last ball in between the sticks for Calvert-Lewin to get his head on. If we can find that again, those passing lanes, that'd be fantastic. Luca Dean there. Then, of course, the two central midfielders. Alan has to be one of them. Since we've been back, our defensive structure's been, pretty much airtight, back to usual. Very happy with it. Then next to him, I'm going to have to go with Doucouré. I know he might not be fit, but at the tail end of this season, if he can play the games he's got to play them, that's obviously going to be Ancelotti's down to his discernment. Does he think he's fit? Can he get the minutes out of him? But if he can play, he has to. I think his mobility is crucial, especially in a game like this. He's going to have to do quite a lot, I think. If not him, I'd say Andre Gomez. I love Tom. I think he's had a great season. I think he's been the perfect fullback option. I think he's done so well as we might have to call on him when players get injured, that he's almost worked his way into contention for the first team, which maybe a lot of people didn't think he'd be capable of. But fair play to him. But I don't, in this kind of game, I don't think him sitting next to Alan would be progressive enough for us to go out and get what we need to get. So for now, Alan and Doucouré. If not Doucouré, Andre Gomez. And as I said, Gomez had a good feature, but sometimes he just sucks, doesn't he? You think he's upturning in form, bring him back into the fold, see if he can continue that form. I think it's Ancelotti who said after he had a good performance, this is the player I expected. This is the Andre Gomez this team needs to kick on. And then he started the next game and was rubbish, stunk the place up, reeked. So hopefully it's if he is called upon, he can gather himself and actually have a decent performance in front of them. If he's fit, James. This is the key to this working, really. James has to come in and he has to provide the composure that every other player in our final third lacks. Okay, if he's not fit, then we've got to throw every attacking player we've got on and hope that someone can come up with the goods. But if not, James is worth about 5 Iwobis, 6 Bernards, 5 Josh Kings. In himself, he's crucial. He's the keystone to this team's attacking credibility. In front of him, of course, it's going to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. We've just got to hope Richarlison, he's in a bit of a rut, isn't he? I don't know what it is. He's desperate for it, but it's not coming. Calvert-Lewin, does what he does, but he needs to stay. And he's really at his best in the 6-yard box. And hopefully, Luca Dean being able to bomb on a little bit more in this formation will mean he's able to stay there. Hopefully, if Luca Dean can provide him from that side, James has got a bit more freedom to go up the right when Doucouré comes inside a little bit more forward. When this formation changes, I'm sure he'll warp onto the right when we attack and press, and hopefully that's enough service from each side that we can create that overload and Calvert-Lewin can get on the end of some stuff. So that's my team, guys. But of course, let me know if you'd go with a different formation, different personnel. I can completely see the merits of going with 4 at the back and then trying to overload more creative players and creative talent onto the team. But do we have the creative talent that it's worth making that sacrifice of our defence? That's the big question, right? So let me know the answer to that. What's the trade-off? My team: Pickford, Coleman, Godfrey, Keane, Holgate, Dean, Allen and Doucouré, James, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. Let me know what you think, guys. Let's hope we can kick on, because as I said, shit or bust. Best of luck, and I'll see you guys next time.